Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Check it out. Look what we have here today. Yes, that's right. It's the FMS Flash 850 millimeter pusher speed plane. Some people I've seen, this thing's in the 120 plus mile an hour range. So it's fast. It's fast and it's unique. Look at the shape, right? Pretty cool. So this is the V2, Reflex V2 version. You're gonna need like a 4S 2200 LiPo to run this. And this is the box it comes in. There's some specs here and there. Flip it over and show you guys some of the overview and features there. Here's what it has for a motor. 60 amp ESC. Again, it's a pusher. It says 180 kilometers per hour top speed and an FPV-ready canopy. So this is how it comes to your door. Let's open it up and we'll show you what you get. I have not taken this out yet, so this is the first for both of us. As per usual on all my videos, we get to enjoy them together. So as you can see here, everything came packaged pretty well. And let's pop it out of the package. There's a USB cable in here, 2 propellers, that's a nice touch, some screws and some linkages. 2 propellers, pretty cool. So you got your manual. What else you got in here? So here's some info on the Reflex, how to hook it up, most likely how to do some adjustments and stuff if you need to. Here's some launching techniques here. You always want to watch your hand when you launch. So if you can launch it without the propeller running and then catch it in the air, have a buddy launch it for you. I've seen another video where someone has grabbed it and kind of underhand launched it. That's most likely the method that I'm going to try. So here you have a spar. Here's the wing panels, pre-hinged. Servo's already in it. You got a 9-gram digital Metal Gear servo. That's pretty sweet. You got little skids here on the tips. Gotta love that. The linkages are on the top so you won't damage them when you belly land it. Pretty good setup. This looks like this is going to build super fast. Here's the vertical and the rudder. Linkage is already hooked up and done. Gotta love that. Here's your canopy, the non-FPV canopy. This here, I'm assuming, is the FPV canopy. Underneath the horizontal, they're pretty stiff, so you want to make sure you work them before you hook that up, like I tell you guys in all the videos. Yeah, it's gotten much easier. So these little servos, you want to make it as easy as you can on them, make them last, make them precise. So here's your FPV canopy. Camera go right in the front, the rest of the gear go on there. It's a really nice touch. High-speed FPV stuff is a lot of fun. I've done that before. And the main attraction, this dart of a fuselage here. It's got some nice skids on the bottom, all plastic skidded, so you could probably land this on cement if you're really brave. I'm not going to. So you got your XT60 connector. You're going to need a receiver for this, obviously. I'm on Spectrum, so I'm going to put a Spectrum receiver in it. Here's the Reflex V2 system in there. And yeah, so that's all that's in the package that I see. So let's get started on the build. First order of business in the manual is putting on the elevator, the horizontal. So it goes on like so. And secured with 2 of the screws. And then you'll put your linkage on the bottom. Okay, those are installed. Next thing you're going to do is your rudder. So I took the tape off and you got to run the wire forward because that's got to go up here to the Reflex. So I'm going to just go ahead and route that through there first. And then this is going to pop in place with 3 screws. So just want to make sure the wire goes in the right spot. Get this pushed down on. Good, good. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3 screws, and that is installed. All right, I have all 3 of those screws in. These ones are kind of fun to reach. This side here, if you turn the rudder a little bit, you'll get a little bit better of a straight shot. But it's doable. But that's installed, tail is installed. It says to put this on, but I'm going to wait till I plug in the receiver to get it centered, and then I can adjust this to get it perfect, so I don't have to pop that off later. So the next thing it says to do here is to install the wing. So we're going to use the 2 wing halves. We're going to use the spar and 4 screws. They just screw on here on the bottom, and the linkages will go in through here, and then you'll catch them on the sides of the reflex there, if you can see that. So hopefully that was in frame, and hook that up. So I'll do that next. Okay, wing 1 went on, piece of cake. Wing 2, so just slide it onto the spar. You can see there's a hole on the top here. You won't see it at this point, but let's get it in there. And once I get it close, I kind of get this wire the right direction, because you want to get it up through that channel, poke it down through there, and that's going to come out the top. Then you just kind of feed that into that little groove and push it down in there. And that's good. Now we just got to put the 2 screws in. 1, 2, and tighten those up. And that's pretty much it for the assembly. Other than the linkage, of course. It's got some nice handles here to hold onto, which is cool. So we'll flip the beast back over here. Well, as you guys can't see, let me flip you up a little bit so you can see in here a little better. But coming out of the reflex here, you'll have the aileron linkages. So you'll do brown to brown, make sure they go in the right way, and they will lock in. Okay, got that one. We get all our wires. Oh, this is the rudder. That's got to go into there yet. Where'd the other one go? There it is. Put that in. The ailerons are plugged in, and then the rudder goes into the rudder port on the reflex here. Brown looks like it goes towards the rear. Okay, now we'll just button up these wires a little bit in here to clean it up, and there's not much left, guys, other than CG and putting your receiver in it. But yeah. Wires cleaned up and tucked in. Everything looks really good there. So next we'll be hooking up the receiver. Everything is easily labeled here. So you got your mode switch, aileron, throttle, rudder, elevator. Pretty simple. And when we come back, we'll get that elevator push rod centered and get that on, and then test the functions and check the CG. So it's the only receiver I had laying around that wasn't a 6 or an 8 channel. I've got a trusty old AR500 here, which is, you want probably 5 channels at least, so you can do your modes for the reflex, so you can flick it off and on and do your things for that. And next thing we'll do is we'll get a battery in here, and we'll get it bound up. And you know, always on airplanes, set them up without the propeller on. It's just added safety. You don't have to do it right now, so do that later. But my camera battery is just about to die, so I'm gonna go charge that up, and we'll get a battery in here and show you how to set it up. All right, let's give this a bind. So model setup, my IX20 bind. So we'll plug the battery in. I got my bind plug in on this one. Obviously not all receivers use that. That's just what I had on hand. Got that, hold it.
Binding. Bind complete, DSM 222 milliseconds.
We'll let the reflex stabilize while it's level. There it goes. Okay, good deal. Now we'll pull the bind plug out. Or if you've got a fancy newer one, you won't have to deal with the plugs, but anyways, I do. So looks like we need to reverse the ailerons and the elevator. Aileron, elevator. I can see the rudder, elevator push rod is pushing. Okay. Motor works, so calibrate the ESC, go to full, plug it back in, wait for some beeps. Should take care of that. Yep, starts right at the bottom, good deal. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, secure the receiver, and put the elevator control rod on. Okay, so that's to put it in the bottom hole on the servo. We've got that. You can see it's going to take quite a bit of turning to get it out to where it needs to go. There's 3 turns, 4 turns, there's 6 turns. That seems to look pretty good. I'm going to go just a little bit more to give it a little bit of up. Give it a little tug, make sure it's kosher. Now I'm going to get a pliers and pinch that on there so you can do it properly. There it goes. Just kind of work it on there. Now that's secure. You can see I marked out the CG points on here, and I put my little CG number things on here. I think it was, the CG is 80 to 90 millimeters from the leading edge of where the wings touch here. So I put them at 85. I put them right in the middle range. That way I know if I'm a little ahead or a little below or behind, then it is what it is. So, okay, I'm going to get the throws set next and some dual rates and check out how this reflex works. Just something to show you with the way it's set up now. So the mode switch for the reflex went into the gear switch. So the gear switch will switch between 2 of the modes, which will be kind of the auto level and then just the stabilize. So as you can see, you can kind of see, so in normal position for me, which would be the gear down, it's in the stabilized. So you can see the aileron always wanting to right it. Same deal with the elevator. It'll keep wanting to keep it level, right? The rudder does the same thing. Then when you flip that one, you always want to check they go the right way, but when you flip that one, then it just kind of helps stabilize it. It doesn't auto level it. On all axes, so on all controls. So that's pretty awesome. It works right out of the box like that. I'm going to reverse the gear switch so that auto level is on a different setting. I want it so it's on the gear up.
Gear down.
So servo setup, reverse the gear. Now it's stabilized, and then for launch I'll probably do the auto level. And good to go. So one thing to note, if you want that to be right, you got to have it level when you start it up and wait for the servos to do their thing. So we have throws set now. The book says elevator 12 for high, 10 for low. So elevator, I did triple rates. And ailerons, it says 10 for high and 8 for low. I couldn't get the 10 for high on the standard mode. So standard mode gives you that much. And I cranked up the throw in the computer and it didn't change anything. But if you put it in stabilized mode, you get crazy throw. Or not stabilized, but the self-leveling mode. So I'm not quite sure why that is. I'll have to research that yet. But so I'm just going to fly it on the way it comes factory. I tried cranking up the throws of the servos, it wouldn't do anything, so the next step would be changing the control horns where they go in, but I don't want to mess with that until we'll do a maiden and see if we need to do that. So I'll trust the factory out of the box on that deal. Rudder, I just left it at full throw and just put some expo in it because it's not like you're doing precise landings with a belly lander. So that's good. It says to set the timer for 4 minutes. I've got that set. And other than that, I do believe we're ready to go. So Everything is functioning as it should. And I don't know if you can hear the rain outside, but it is absolutely pouring right now. But so that's no bueno. Get that buttoned up. I just chucked the battery in there. I've not checked the CG yet. That seems to fit okay. So grab the CG marks. Really nose heavy. So that's going to need to come back. Find the sweet spot for that. CG marks. Again, so I'm going to balance it in the middle of the range. Still really nose heavy. So it's going to come back quite a ways with this battery apparently. Try to get her set up here. Give that a try. That is perfect right there. So then what I do is I take a pen and make a little mark. So I'll make a little mark on the sidewall here so that I know where the back goes, so I don't have to test it every time, right? Different batteries you probably want to, heavier and lighter batteries, but it is what it is. This is one of the batteries I'm gonna maiden it with. That's all I have in the arsenal. Is the Turnigy 4S2200s. Now there is Velcro down in here, so you can Velcro it down, and it also has this nice strap. So other than that, guys, we are ready to rock. Okay, one final thing, putting the propeller on. So you're going to take your little adapters here that it comes with, find the one that fits right. Looks like it's going to be the bigger one. Get that on there, put the propeller on there, and tighten it all down. Now obviously you're going to want to make sure, do a little test, make sure it spins the right way, because you don't want it to, oh, see, I'm already screwing up, guys, because I'm so used to tractors. So this is a pusher, so it has to go this way. So there you go, pay attention to that. And again, test it that it's biting the air properly. You put these on backwards, it might feel like it has enough to go, but it's not enough. So tighten that down, we're ready to fly. So there you go. I don't know if you guys could hear during the build, but it's raining and windy outside, typical Pacific Northwest weather up here in Washington. But once we get a good day, we'll get out there and maiden this bad boy. I'm excited to try it. It looks really cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun in the air. So like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links down below in the description if you're interested in anything I use in my videos. And we'll see you at the field. JohnVH RC out.